Hi, this is Megan Allen. I wanted to welcome you to my capstone presentation for my teaching project for the MAC program at the University of Michigan, Flint. I currently work for Williamston Community Schools, and this lesson, this unit, is about brain and the senses. It's for a medical detectives class at Williamston Middle School, so for 6th to 8th graders. And we hold it in a computer lab that I share with some other teachers, and I guess we'll begin. So my teaching philosophy is that the learning should be student-friendly. It should be approachable, socially and visually engaging, meaning that the learning should reach out to students. It should be visually engaging, like they should be looking at it and just, it should make sense immediately. It shouldn't be a lot of extra words. Expectations should be uncomplicated and clear, and I'm going to be understanding of the students and their lives, their emotional state, their social engagement with each other, and I'm going to attune the lesson accordingly. As a teacher, I give prompt feedback, usually by the end of class, if not the next day. I listen and respond to their conversations, to their questions, to the interactions they're having with each other, and I try to make sure that everyone is comfortable in my classroom and feeling good about what we're doing. And I believe that I can guarantee success. That may not mean getting an A in my class, but that definitely means that I can help students I can do a lot to make sure that they have opportunities to retake tests, to have lots of study tools. We do all of our work in class. It's very rare that we actually have homework because I believe that I can't control what happens outside my classroom, but I can control what happens inside to the large extent. And I can be in contact with families and parents, and I can help my students succeed. That's my philosophy. So this lesson that we're going to be looking at today is called the Census Lab, and it is all about learning the parameters of our senses of hearing, smell, taste, and touch. So I like this lesson because it's a great science experience. It's visually engaging. I made the worksheet, I added some color to it, I added some aspects to it I simplified it to make it so that they're just seeing just the directions that they need. It's socially stimulating because they're doing it and they're also seeing what their partners, their classmates are getting. We compare our data with each other. Students move around the room to all the different stations. And it's fun because it's a personal experience for them. They're testing their own senses, and that makes it fun. So here we go with the video. Hello, and welcome to the Medical Detectives lesson about testing the senses. Here's the Google Classroom that all the students see when we begin. It describes the activity about all the sensory things we're going to learn about, and gives some information to start there. We're working from this worksheet, testing the senses. So the students are filling in all of these questions. And without further ado, let us begin. I wanted to give you another quick look at the worksheet. This is something that every student would have. It's posted on the Google Classroom, so they each fill it out individually and then turn it in when they're done. So we have hearing, touch sensation, light touch, deep touch, 2-point discrimination. So that's what you'll be seeing.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about the stations that we have here. So you're in groups of 3 that you choose. I'll start right here because this is where I am right now. This station is where you're testing your hearing. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a tuning fork. This is a tuning fork. And you're going to hit it on this mallet. Please don't hit it on like the table or anything else, just on the mallet. What it's going to do is it's going to sound like this. You can hear really quiet, maybe you can't hear it, but if you're close to it, you can hear a really quiet, like high-pitched noise, and then there's also like a lower-pitched one when you're closer to it. You need to have your monitor off. Thank you. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to get a ruler, and your partner's going to measure how far away you can hear that sound, okay? So you're going to do it on one ear, covering the other one, and then you'll do it on the other one. And the next part of the station is that it's bone conduction. I see you holding. Just a second. Let me just finish this, and then you can tell me. Bone conduction. So you've got this bony part of your cheek right here. Everybody feel your bone kind of there by, hey Isaac, can you feel your bone right there? Yeah, right here, like it's your cheekbone basically. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna strike the tuning fork and you're gonna put it on that cheekbone and you're gonna cover one ear and then cover the other. And tell me if you hear the tuning fork more on the side that it's closest to or on the other side. Here. So this station is testing your touch. What you're gonna do, let's see, Ben, I need your eyes up here. Isaac, I need your eyes. And Jacob, you guys need to turn your computers so that they're not like totally blocking me. Okay, all right, so there is an ink pad here. Holden, turn your computer off.
It's not on.
Turn your monitor off. I see you guys, I see all you. I look for your faces. I didn't know what they're doing. Okay, so we have a stamp pad here, and we have a stamp. This is a stamp of a grid. It's like 10 by 10, I think. Yeah, it's like a 10 by 10 grid, and you're gonna put it on a couple different places on you. You'll see this in your worksheet and also in the instructions here, but it's like the back of your hand, your palm, and like your forearm. And there's two different things that your partner's gonna use. They're gonna touch in each one of those spots, and each one of the squares in the grid, and you're gonna tell them if you can feel it. And they're gonna mark on the grid like which ones you feel. So the idea is like you're testing how sensitive different parts of your hand and your arm are. No, we have, so there's two different levels. There's like a paintbrush bristle, and then there's a paper clip. So just use like I mean, I guess you would need to use the end of it, but you're not like stabbing each other. This is like just like a gentle touch so that they can feel if they can feel it or not. Not like, no injuring, nothing like that. Okay, that's that station. I'm not gonna break it. What you're gonna do is you're testing about olfactory fatigue. So you guys remember what olfactory fatigue is?
Like the blindness.
Yeah, nose blindness. Right. So
I remembered something.
yeah, go Ben. So you're gonna put a couple drops of one of the oils on this Q-tip, and then you're gonna, this is the one that you need the timer for. So you're gonna time how long it takes for you to stop smelling it, because our nose gets bored eventually. It's like, there's no new information coming in, so like we don't need to know about peppermint oil anymore, right? We gotta listen for new things with our nose. Okay, so we have 4 different tastes here. We have bitter, this is coffee. We have, oh, you guys are all like, oh my gosh. We have sweet, this is Gatorade.
This is not pineapple.
We have sour, this is lemon juice.
Oh, wait, so we have to say, is that lemonade?
And this is salty, this is just salt water. So what you're gonna do,
Hey, I hope you enjoyed watching the Census Lab. I picked this one because I think it's just a fantastic science lesson. It's visually engaging, socially stimulating. Students move around from station to station. They're using and gaining personal experience, and it's fun. It's all about collecting data about yourself and comparing it with your classmates. It allows us to do some mathematical things like doing the range, comparing the range of the data that we found, and it's just, kids really enjoy it. It's a good one. So I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Hey, so you've heard my teaching philosophy. You have seen how I expand student engagement in my teaching video about the Census Lab. So now I'm going to talk to you about my student-friendly teaching. Williamson is not an urban school, it's a suburban school. So this is kind of generalized to some principles that I think work well for all students across the board. I think if we're considerate of that they have full lives, I mean, whether they're watching their siblings, whether they are working a job, or whether they're in sports, I mean, there's so many things that students do. I think that we need to be really respectful of that. So in that line, I don't often assign homework. We try to get everything done in class. I give prompt feedback, and they can redo things as they need to until they get the points that they want to get. Students are emotionally charged. They're super involved and engaged with the people around them. They have all kinds of emotions about everything. So in my classroom, I want it to be an emotionally safe place where students can, feel like that they are able to be successful, where they can have friendships that are going to do good things for them, and, where there's an authority figure, myself, that is trustworthy and approachable. So students are socially involved. I think that when we can make our classroom a community and let students, get feedback from each other, both about the academics and also about their own behavior, about the way that they interact with each other, I think that's really, really powerful. And I I see my own role as a teacher in that as a very powerful one. So I'm very much involved in making sure that that the students feel okay, that they're treating each other nicely, and that it's an emotionally safe place in my classroom. Students are unsure of their self and their future, especially, I mean, everybody. But middle schoolers and high schoolers are making those decisions about who and what they're going to be in the future. And they're doing it through these classes a lot of the time. So I want to have anything I teach, I want it to be something that they feel like they could do this in the future if they want to. Medical detectives is a perfect example of that, where it's, it's a class where they're exploring the medical field, they're exploring law enforcement and the biosciences. So I want to make sure that they have a degree of success in there, where they, feel like I could do this, I could try this out. And students want to have fun. I think that that's so important in anything we do, is to keep it light, keep it fun, make sure that, the classroom is an enjoyable place to be. All right. So, if there are 3 words that describe me as an educator, it's that I'm approachable, I'm communicative, and I'm impactful. Like I've said, as a leader of my classroom, I want to be there for students in a way that they feel like they can approach me about worries or concerns or thoughts or excitements about the academics, as well as, that I keep the classroom a safe place for positive social relationships. I'm communicative. I talk with the students a lot as I'm teaching initially the material, and also as they're working on their projects. My philosophy is that students turn something in, and if it's not like a grade that is something they'd want to keep, then they can work to improve that. I do not mark down for late work. The motivation to get things done on time is that there's always new things to do, and life is full. So, and I give time in class when there's a number of students that need more time to do something to maximum quality. I give more time in class for that. And I want my learning to be impactful. I want for the students to feel like they connected with something that they will remember, that's a part of their formative experiences in a positive way. I want them to feel like that the learning that we did connected to things that they already know about, and help them to expand on the things that they are interested in and curious about. So, I appreciate you watching this presentation. It's been a lot of fun to be in this program, and I'm glad to be a teacher. So, thank you so much.